What do Instagram, Lady Gaga, and the letter N have in common? They've all been banned in China for political reasons. Maybe even this video will be banned in China. With an estimated GDP of $14 trillion, China has the power to lure American companies which want in on the sizable market. And if they want a slice of the pie, they have to play nice. That means placating China politically, so they don't end up in censored oblivion with the rest. So, time and time again, American companies have folded to China. This time, Chinese and American ideals are at loggerheads over basketball. The geopolitical firestorm was sparked from a single tweet from the manager of the Houston Rockets, who voiced support of the Hong Kong protests. It's ballooned into a battle of ideologies, of territorial nationalism versus freedom of speech. But China has the upper hand. It's pulled NBA games from the state-controlled broadcaster CCTV and from streaming service Tencent. And it's promised to punish the NBA for slighting its values, threatening retribution.
What this speaks to is the fragility of the Chinese government. It really does reveal a deep-seated lack of confidence within the Chinese leadership about their own legitimacy.
The reality is, the overblown reflex is nothing new. Experts used to talk about the 3 T's: Tibet, Taiwan, and Tiananmen, the touchy territorial taboos. When foreign companies imply that these regions are their own autonomous states, China is quick to punish. Take airlines. All the major US carriers have gotten flack for listing Taiwan as a separate country on their drop-down menus. So did Marriott Hotels for listing Taiwan and Tibet. Mercedes-Benz was disciplined for quoting the Dalai Lama on an Instagram post.
Yeah, no, we don't want to go there. Talking about the Dalai Lama doesn't go over well with the Chinese.
The what?
In the entertainment world, China often gets to shape Hollywood content and retaliates if it doesn't get its way. For a long time, Brad Pitt was banned from China for starring in 7 Years in Tibet. Oh, and so was Winnie the Pooh, for other reasons.
Nope, no, that's definitely off limits. Winnie the Pooh is illegal in China because some Chinese students said he looked like the Chinese president.
Oh, come on, that's ridiculous.
What's more astounding than the dramatic reactions and the sanctions is how quickly and cooperatively Western companies caved to China. Now, the semi-autonomous region of Hong Kong has become another sensitive geopolitical subject after months of protests about a proposed extradition bill. Cue more yielding to China. Luxury fashion brands have issued fawning apologies after designing t-shirts listing Hong Kong as a separate nation. And esports company Blizzard Entertainment banned a player who called for the liberation of Hong Kong. The fear of alienation from the Chinese market is remarkable. With so much revenue at stake, it's simply bad business to put principles first. Take the NBA, which is incredibly popular in China. The streaming partnership between the NBA and Tencent is reportedly worth $1.3 billion. Tencent's NBA audience was more than 490 million in 2018. And as a whole, it's estimated that the NBA makes $4 billion a year from its Chinese partnership. That's not to mention lucrative sponsorship deals that keep NBA stars submissive to China.
When you're misinformed or you're not educated about something, and I'm just talking about the tweet itself, you never know the ramifications that can happen.
But other players and politicians on both sides of the aisle have spoken out against kowtowing to China.
And some of the NBA's biggest players and owners who routinely exercise their freedom to criticize this country lose their voices when it comes to the freedom and rights of the people of China. In siding with the Chinese Communist Party and silencing free speech, the NBA is acting like a wholly owned subsidiary of that authoritarian regime.
The vice president is also taking a shot at athletes and coaches who've used their platform to speak out on civil rights and gun violence in America. Still, human rights abuses are flagrant in China. 1 million Uyghur Muslims are reportedly in concentration camps in Xinjiang province, where the NBA set up a training academy. Is it time for American companies to take ethical stances on free speech? They may no longer have a choice.
Companies are going to have to be aware that this NBA issue has elevated the issue of Chinese economic coercion into the popular consciousness in a way that it never has been before.
One solution is for multinational companies to form coalitions.
What they fail to recognize is that if they were to unite, they would have significant leverage over China. If the airline industry had united and said, we are going to recognize Taiwan in any way that we see fit, what is Beijing going to say? They're going to tell all international airlines that you cannot have access to China. We're going to cancel all of your routes.
But naturally, companies are going to compete with each other to strike that lucrative deal with China. So China knows it can get away with it. Ultimately, it's hit a nerve for the Chinese and exposed some home truths for the US. China's response to Pence? Americans need to look themselves in the mirror and get their house in order before pointing the finger at China. This is a deeply nuanced issue, rooted in centuries of history, without a clear-cut answer.
Well, you know what they say. You gotta lower your ideals of freedom if you want to suck on the warm teat of China.
And if it wasn't clear, South Park is definitely banned in China.